afternoon, everyone. It's Monday, the 9th of November, and I'm delighted to be joined today by Andrea Simmons from KPMG in Newcastle. And Andrea and her colleague Kevin have just delivered a tremendous session to the sixth form primarily with regard to potential careers in KPMG. So it's great to be able to get this opportunity to just put some of these things on record so that we have a little record of your visit here today and the types of things that you do at KPMG, Andrea. So could you just first of all maybe tell us a little bit about your role at KPMG and how you actually got involved with the actual course that you're currently doing?
So I'm an auditor, assistant auditor at the moment on the school leavers programme. I came straight out of sixth form at the age of 18, so I started in 2013 and now in my third year on the programme. So I work in the Newcastle office and dip into lots of different industries, go to different clients to check their financial accounts. So it's a very interesting and varied job that I've got at the moment.
Okay, and what sort of qualifications are needed in order to get onto that particular course that you're doing?
It's A level, you need to have an A, B, B or equivalent, and GCSEs you need a B in both maths and English language. That's all you really need to start off with. You don't even have to have lots of business experience.
Okay, and what is can you tell me what's the specific name for the actual course that you're doing with KPMG?
It's the school leaver programme, and it's in audit.
Okay, and school leaver, obviously you leave in year 13 and then rather than going straight into university, you go straight into KPMG. Yeah. Could you tell us then I think it's probably fairly obvious, but what are some of the advantages of going about getting a career in accountancy that route rather than the traditional university degree and then straight in?
So effectively KPMG pay for all of your tuition fees for university. So they pay you through a degree. I go to the University of Birmingham and I do an accountancy degree, so they pay for that. They pay for your accommodation. They pay you a salary, a very competitive salary every year. You get hands-on practical work experience at KPMG on all the clients, like fully client-facing straight away. So it saves you having to get loads of debt from university. You're getting paid to be at university effectively as well. So it's really, really good.
So for most of our sixth form students, they'd be looking at fees of £9,000 a year just for university. Yeah. And KPMG are paying all of that on your behalf. Okay. And what about accommodation, living expenses, that type of thing?
Yeah. So again, the accommodation might be on average £5,000, £6,000 usually if you go to university per year. So again, KPMG pay for that. They pay some of your expenses getting to and from university. And resettling as well, so if you're going to move cities to go to a different office, they also sort of help you out to find somewhere to live, which is also useful. You obviously pay for your own rent when you're at work, but they do provide lots of resources for relocation. Right,
I mean it sounds like a no-brainer really. So you get your accountancy qualification and you come out the other end with no debt either. So yeah, it sounds ideal, doesn't it? Given that it does sound so ideal, what's the competition like for places?
It's very competitive. It's obviously KPMG want the best people, so a lot of people want to apply for it to try and get rid of all the debt. I think it's something like maybe about 5% of people actually get the job out of who apply. So it's very, very big application process. I think it's about 6 stages to actually apply to do it. I can talk you through that if you'd like.
If you could talk us through the application process, that would be great.
Yeah, so you start off with an online application. So general things that you put maybe on a UCAS statement. So you talk about your work experience, what subjects you take, any sort of extracurricular activities. You'd then find out on the back of that, you do a situational judgment test, which is an online test where you're provided with a number of business-like scenarios and how you would respond in those situations. So you pick the best answer. So it might be, if you're really, really stressed at work, would you prioritise certain tasks over others, or cry and run away sort of thing. So it's quite common sense, you pick the best answer. If you get through that stage, you do the online numerical and verbal reasoning tests. So they're intentionally supposed to be quite time pressured, but it's more about quality than quantity. So if you can get through a lot of them right, rather than just rushing.
Yeah, they're very difficult, aren't they?
They are
Those types
challenging.
of tests, yeah.
They're intended to sort of obviously test you, and sort of, like I said, they want the best people. So you do need to have some sort of like knowledge at analysing data and statistics sort of thing. Once you pass that, you get through to the manager interview, which is at the office that you apply to. And what happens there is they'll do a 30-minute case study exercise, and then a normal interview with your manager. And if you pass that stage, the final stage is a partner interview, which is where you'll do a presentation. The topic's usually released a few weeks beforehand. Mine was just a business, a news article relating to a business at that time.
Okay.
And then if you pass that, you'll find out whether or not you've got on the programme.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. And what about, because I know from your lecture that you've just done in terms of sort of A-level subjects that you did, it's interesting just to hear what Kevin did, in comparison. Well, what did you do?
Yeah, so I did A-levels in business, economics, accounting, and my AS level was in maths. So that's very, very business focused. Yeah. But you don't have to do that. So I know quite a lot of people who've gone down triple science routes. People generally tend to have maths, but you don't need maths at A-level. But so you can really do what you want at A-level, as long as you do it well, and you can show that you have some business knowledge, or you're interested and keen on business. Yeah. Then they're happy to sort of look into your profile.
Right. I mean, I think that's really important. The fact that you don't really have to do a specific degree course in order to get, onto the course that you're doing. Would it be the case that you'd have to do business subjects at A-level or not?
Still, no. It doesn't matter. It helps, because it helps with the universal transition stage, if anything. One of the modules at my university is economics, and the fact I did economics at A-level helped a lot. Whereas a lot of other people thought it was, because it's quite a hard subject when you first approach it, if you haven't got any prior background. But you don't need to, it just sort of helped in my situation.
It's difficult when you're a year one undergraduate and you haven't done any economics, I think, at A-level. That first year is really tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're obviously trying to push so much in on you for 6 months or so, whereas when you do it at A-level, it's a lot slower pace, it's more spread out. Yeah. So it does help, but it's definitely not essential.
Okay, great. I think it's interesting what you're saying. It's obviously a big financial investment for KPMG, that the amount of time and money that they invest in you. Do you have any commitment and tie-in to them whenever you become chartered at the end of your, how many years would that be?
It's a 5-year programme. Okay. Well, basically, I'll probably go a bit more into detail about the actual programme and the structure of it. So you can either go through the Durham University route or the Birmingham University route. Depending on which one you choose, you'll do either ICAS or ICAW, which is a professional qualification that you'll do after your degree. So that's how you become a chartered accountant. If you go to Durham, you have less uni in sort of the opening years, and then a full year at uni in the 4th year. And then Birmingham, which is what I'm on, you do maybe about 6 months university time a year. The rest of the time is all at work. And we get exemptions off our ICAS exam, so we go straight into our ICAS after we finish our degree. Yeah. At the end of the 5-year programme, you would be promoted to assistant manager as long as you pass all your exams and have the right competencies. And then from then on, it's up to you what you want to do. You can stay on and try and work your way up the ranks, so you could become manager, senior manager, try and get a director at partner level. Or quite commonly, you also get people who want to leave and become financial directors, or try and work their way up to being CEOs that own their own businesses. I know a lot of big CEOs, even if you watch things like The Apprentice, they all tend to have come from an accounting background. So it's a really, really sound career to start on that sort of path.
Okay, excellent. So what would your advice be then, Andrea, to somebody who's maybe just watching this and thinks that's maybe something that I'm potentially interested in, be it either the school leaver route or straight from university? What's the best action for them to take?
Well, if they're career driven, they know exactly what they want early on. It definitely helps if you know you want to be involved in business. If you want to, for the school leaver programme especially, if you know what you want, it's great. If you want to find more information out, you can either contact hazel.bird@kpmg.co.uk, or there's a lot of information on our website, which is www.kpmgcareers.co.uk /school-leavers, specifically if you want the school leavers one.
Right. And that includes, as you were just saying earlier, that includes an open day, doesn't it, quite shortly?
Yes, we do have an open day. Each office tends to have their own open day, so it'll have all that information online, or if you contact Hazel.
Yeah, okay, right. Well, I just want to thank you once again for coming in today and speaking to our students.
You're welcome.
And we'll look forward to what you have to say in a few weeks' time when you'll be back again.
No, pleasure.
Right, thanks very much.
Thank you.